Hello, I'm here to talk about the Rob Zombie 2 movie, my own little review of this movie. And I got my own little Michael Myers shirt over here that I got going on here. First of all, a lot of people talked about this movie as being the worst in the franchise history. I don't think it was, personally. I think Halloween 3, which was done, I think it was like 1982, 1983 or whatever it was. I thought that was the worst because, first of all, it had nothing to do with Michael Myers. It was about some whack job who created these masks that the kids will wear, and then they watch TV. When this commercial came on, their brains turned to mush and these spiders and snakes came out, which was really, I thought, a very piss-poor version of, piss-poor movie, really. The things that I did not like about this movie, and what I think is the reason why so many people hate this movie, because these were like really major bad decisions. First of all, Dr. Loomis, Donald Pleasence, perhaps the most beloved person, character, actor of this franchise. I have to say, even above Laurie Strode. He was loved. He was the hero. He was kind of like the Van Helsing of those movies, where he was the one who fought the evil. Rob Zombie decides to turn Dr. Loomis into a total douchebag, a very self-censored guy that's only interested in profiting off of the Michael Myers name. I thought this was sacrilegious to the series. And I think this is the thing that really pissed a lot of people off about this. It pissed me off. With that, I think that was the worst thing with what Rob Zombie did with this movie. That was atrocious. Number two, Rob Zombie just decided to turn this into a totally different movie. It wasn't even Halloween. It was just the characters' names. That was about it. He decided to change the whole story. It wasn't, there are just certain guidelines you got to go with. I understand with trying to go with some kind of new stuff and do your own twist on it, but come on. I mean, you can only step out of the box so much, especially with something that's such a legendary movie. You're just going to piss people off, And the other thing was, I think he wears out the F word. Now, granted, some movies, I think it needs to be used, and just to make characters more realistic. Scarface, for example. I saw that once on regular TV, and they edited that, and it was I thought it was stupid. It was funny, actually, listening to them try to edit that movie. It made it so unbelievable, So the language, even though it was probably too much in that movie, too, it needed to be used some. I mean, you're not going to get that kind of character that's going to be talking, like golly gee willikers. I mean, it's going to be used, okay? So, but let's not go overboard with it. He does it with all his characters, so it's not, to me, when he uses it that much, it's not believable. And that's just, I guess, the way he thinks everybody talks. And it's not believable. As far as the good aspects of this movie, for starters, the movie starts off very fast. A lot of emotion in it. When she's being wheeled through a hospital, she's yelling and screaming, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. I thought it was very moving. It grabbed me right away. It's one of the things about this movie I liked. It did have some good acting in it. You see so many horror movies where the acting is so poor, and it's basically, okay, good-looking girls, big tits, drugs, alcohol, and people get slaughtered. They're made for teenagers. I've been watching horror movies for over 30 years. I'm no longer a teenager, so sometimes it takes a little bit more to interest me in the movie than just seeing that, just tits and beer. It's nice. It's nice to have it there. But horror movie, let's face it, they get kind of tacky. It's kind of corny with the same storyline all the time. So this one actually I thought had some good acting in it. As far as the acting, I thought Scout Taylor Compton was very good in it. Even more so, I thought Danielle Harris was even better. This was her 4th movie. She played it in the first 4 and 5 when she was a kid. Now, with the 2 Rob Zombies movies, she played a different character. And pretty much a veteran, to the franchise. And her acting was, I thought, phenomenal in both movies. There's a scene in the movie where Annie dies. And I thought it was the most... It moved me. I mean, I've never had a horror movie that I saw a scene and went, oh, that's sad, and cried during it. This one, actually, I shed a tear for it. And it might sound a little sissy-ish to say that, but honestly, the movie, I thought that scene was sad. And it moved me. And to have a horror movie do that, I thought was good. I really thought maybe it didn't do it with other people. Maybe it was me. Maybe I'm one of those rare people that actually was moved by that scene. I thought the acting in that was superb. But, not everybody may agree with that. There, another scene I actually liked in it was when Laurie had her waking nightmares. And she, had this nightmare. She was actually killing Annie. And I thought that was pretty freaky. I thought it was a nice twist. As far as his Rob Zombie's directing is concerned, I did not like, as I said before, how he stepped so far out of the box and made it a different movie. I'm not too crazy with some of the, the choice of using really grainy filming, and some of the color palettes he used. He uses too much darks and reds and brownish tones. He's too dingy all the time, which is good in certain scenes, but I think he uses it too much. I did like the way he'll use certain sound effects with certain visual scenes. Now, that part when she's being wheeled through the hospital and she's screaming and they're doing the operating on her, they're cleaning her up, they're pulling glass out of her skin. There's a nail hanging, and they get the hemostats or tweezers, whatever it was. They grab the thing and they pull the nail off, and all of a sudden you hear the sound to it. It's like, and I was just like, oh, And it takes a lot to really move me like that, a scene like that. That kind of grossed me out. I like watching the show Bones. And I always joke about how I could sit there and watch that show, and the first couple of minutes I find this dead body with worms coming out the eyes, and I'm sitting there eating. And I just laugh. I was like, this don't even faze me. That kind of made me cringe a little bit when they did that with that sound effect. And there's another scene where the one girl's getting stabbed with a knife on the table, and you could hear that cracking sound when he moves the knife. And what they did is put a board there, and he'd chop into the board and move it and make that cracking sound. It sounds like it's cracking the sternum, which I thought was a nice little effect too. That's pretty much the stuff that I have on this. All in a nutshell, what I thought, if this movie used different characters, different names for the characters, it wasn't Michael Myers, it was a different killer, different mask, and Laurie Strode was someone else. Take all the characters, give them different names, make it a totally different movie, different name, everything. Would have been a good movie. I think it would have been a very good movie. But the thing is, he didn't. And really the movie was a totally different movie from the Halloween movie. And they stuck the name on it and named the characters the same. And it was different. So it was a big disappointment. It's like you're expecting a ham sandwich, and then you get tuna fish when you expected ham. You may like tuna fish, but you you were wanting Ant-Man. It's kind of like that kind of thing. That's my review on it. Tell me what you think. And hopefully some of you agree with me, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that have different opinions. And, you know, we're all entitled to that opinion. So I'm just curious on what you think about it. Check out some of my other videos. I have some 3D animations, some Michael Myers, one of them when he meets Darth Vader. I got Dr. Loomis speech, the famous speech about Michael Myers. I have a little Freddy Krueger Halloween greeting. And I have a few others, an Easter Bunny one and a few others. Don't forget to like them or dislike them along with this video. Subscribe if you'd like. And just let me know what you think of some of these here. Have a nice day.